August has officially begun, and with that, a bunch of good games coming up, but even games already launching. Zero Caliber 2 is now officially out, and if somehow you didn't play the original Zero Caliber, a shooter game that could be played completely co-op with friends, now the long-anticipated sequel is out at a price of $30. A game that takes place after the events of the original game. The game can be played fully single-player or co-op, and if you're into shooters with some story where you go in with friends and have a great time in co-op, I'd say definitely check this one out. There'll be some links in the comments and description if we can also save you a little money with referral bonuses, although they've nerfed those pretty bad. Some of the games that are launching this month were ones that were previously available on App Lab, so Gravity League might actually be familiar to you if you got to play it in beta. Gravity League kind of feels like a Pong on steroids with a whole lot of fitness to it too, and because it was available in beta, there's already over 300 ratings, giving this game about a 4.4 star. Two players go up against each other with one ball, no gravity, and you're knocking it back and forth at each other as fast as you can. People say in the reviews it's one of the best, if not the best one. People say the community and the game are absolutely amazing. Reviews specifically bring up a very odd mechanic though, where you could play this game as much as you wanted free, but then if you wanted to play specifically with friends, you did have to pay for that feature to set up those lobbies. The developers responded saying that it does take a lot of time, effort, and resources to create these games, and they're trying to find a sustainable way to do it. So this one may be one to watch if you're interested in, or try it out free, but see what they're gonna do with this play model, because that is kind of an unusual mechanic. If you're a streamer and you like horror games, Hello Cruel World might really pique your interest, because inside the game you are a streamer who's trapped in a real-life horror scenario. In a game that's advertised that you have to think fast, think on your feet outside the box, and it was designed to use VR interactions to have you try to solve how you're going to survive this torture test. This one is rated mature 17 up, and it's pretty obvious why, but it's out today if you want to check it out. All-in-one Summer Sports VR looks to be the sports simulator we've all been waiting for since the Wii Sports days. Another one that looks to be graduating to the main meta store, although since it's been out a while, we've got over 30 ratings, giving it just over 4 stars. Mostly oddly 5-star and 2-star ratings. People say it's a must-have app. People saying this developer has been making great games and continues the pattern here, but multiple reports saying that they no longer can turn in the game, and this is ruining it for them. But personally, I've got to say the Wii Sports look of this kind of takes me back and does get me a little excited to check this one out. On Point VR looks to be a collection of shooting mini games that they say are endless. A game that is shooting to come out on August 7th into early access across multiple platforms. Looks to be one of those games where you get in and it's real easy, something maybe you shoot and something maybe you pass the headset around with friends and try to see who can get the high score, but ultimately doesn't look like it's going to be a whole lot beyond its shooting mechanics. Is this something you'd consider at all? Let me know in the comments. Galaxy KART is another game that's been available on App Lab since earlier this year, but is looking to graduate. A game that's trying to take up the mantle potentially as the Mario Kart of VR. 18 courses, 6 different tournaments, 9 characters with their own unique skills, power-ups, and difficulties, and a game where you actually use your hands to control the steering wheel. Over 30 ratings give us a picture of about a 4.3 star on this. People saying that they were really impressed they didn't get any motion sickness, but people asking for an option to use the left analog actually to steer, because it's hard to use both hands on the steering wheel and then take one off to use an item, causing them to crash. And some people saying they've had mixed performance on the quests and how it's actually running in those frame rates. It seems like we've had a lot of different games over the years try to be the Mario Kart of VR. Do you think this one could actually be it? At first glance, The Burst looks like a Mad Max simulator, putting you in a post-apocalyptic world, using familiar style parkour movement, but a grappling hook and vehicles that you can get all around in. The game advertises that it ditches the boring stick movement. You can jump, climb, slide, wall run, rail surf, and the grappling hook is not only a way to get around, but helps you switch between all the different weapons in the game. And even advertises with deep lore, you can get as deep into the game as you want, or you can just get in and have fun. This one's been personally on my list to check out since I saw it. From the developer of Shaven Stuff, now comes Pets and Stuff, one of the only games on our list today with a 5-star rating. A game that's been on App Lab and nearly 300 ratings give it a perfect score, and now it looks to be coming out to the main Quest store. 91% 5-star ratings, people saying it's absolutely amazing, they have so much fun, it's cute, it's entertaining, and so few low reviews, just some saying there's a few bugs with a low price of $7. Shaven Stuff is a ton of fun, and Pets and Stuff looks to be just as fun, but even cuter. Ever since Hitman 3 dropped for PSVR and had very disappointing control styles, we've all been waiting for the day Hitman 3 would revisit VR, and now Reloaded is a fully rebuilt for the ground up edition for VR, exclusively coming to the Quest 3. This is the classic Hitman series where you go in as Agent 47, an assassin who has to assassinate different targets, but there is all different kinds of ways you can approach this. You can run and gun your way in, you can listen to what people are saying and try and figure out a more tactical way to be stealthy and do it. And it's going to be really interesting to see how this looks and plays on the Quest. For so many years now, we've thought the future would have flying cars, and Retronica is trying to give you that simulation in a futuristic racing game with shooter elements. This cel-shaded style game has you flying through futuristic cities racing and is reportedly coming out this month. It has been through a closed alpha, so there are some early reviews out there. If you're interested in learning more about this, there's some creators that did cover it, but it's an interesting art style and concept. This is only the games we know of so far, and there's likely to be more releases and more drops that we're waiting on, so watch out for those. But also, if you are someone who's been looking at Quest Plus is the monthly subscription that you can get 2 games each month that you get to keep as long as you keep that subscription, plus a whole bunch of previous titles. The 2 free-ish games this month are going to be Myst and Ragnarok. Myst, of course, the remake of one of the earliest PC games I can remember ever even seeing people playing, and Ragnarok is a Viking metal VR rhythm game that you drum to the beat. But Quest Plus is one of those things that if you've been thinking about it, there is a long list of games you can see here on the screen that you do get included also with it, with some classics like The Climb or some of my favorites like Demio and Walkabout Mini Golf. And with all that, an exciting month coming. What games are out there on your radar that might surprise us and drop this month, or what are you looking forward to in the future after this? We got Batman and Alien. They're going to be Quest exclusive games coming out by the end of the year. Can't wait to hear more about those, and we're going to Gamescom, so maybe we'll get to tell you more about some of the games too. Thank you for being here with me once again, and I'll see you in another reality.